Hi there, welcome back to 5 on Fridays. My name is Jacob Hiddle. I am the exercise physiologist with the City of Columbus working on behalf of the Benefits and Wellness team. In today's episode, I speak with Theresa Lenahan from the Citywide Occupational and Health Program, and she will be talking about how to safely drive in the winter weather and other winter hazards. Before we get into the interview with Theresa, it'd be a huge help if you subscribe to our YouTube channel so we can continue creating content like this, and also you get informed when we post content like this. So without further ado, let's go chat with Theresa.
Thanks, Theresa, for joining me today. To get started, why don't you tell the audience a little bit about yourself and your role with the city?
Sure. Thanks, Jacob, for having me. My name is Theresa Lenahan, and I work for the Department of Human Resources. I'm an industrial hygienist. I work with the Citywide Occupational Safety and Health Program. I've been in this role for almost 10 years, and I've been working in health and safety for over 20 years.
That's great. So today we're talking about winter driving tips. So with winter upon us, Theresa, we're definitely beginning to get into some winter weather driving challenges. Can you share some winter driving tips with our viewers to help prevent slips and slides that could lead to accidents?
Of course, I'd be happy to. It starts with being prepared for the winter weather, really making sure your vehicle's ready for winter weather. First, checking your tires, making sure your tires have enough tread for snow and ice, making sure they have enough grip for the road, and making sure your tires are properly inflated. You can check your tread. There's a couple of ways. You can get a standard tread gauge, or you can do the penny test.
What's the penny test?
The penny test is if you take a penny and you put the penny Lincoln side up, head down into your tire tread. If it only covers the very top of the penny, as shown in this picture, it's time to consider new tires.
I've never heard of the penny test. That's really interesting to learn about that. How else can you prepare your vehicle for winter weather?
Well, you want to make sure your vehicle is properly equipped. So having an emergency kit in your vehicle, it's good all the time, but it's particularly a good idea in winter weather in case you get stuck somewhere. So an emergency kit would include flares, extra water, blankets, a few snacks, and if you have any necessary medicines, make sure to carry those with you in the event of a breakdown or an accident. And make sure you have a full tank of gas and keep your vehicle properly maintained. That'll go a long way in keeping you safe during cold temperatures.
Theresa, would you suggest having an empty gas can, in your trunk as well?
That's a great idea. I know recently there were some winter weather events on the East Coast where folks were stranded for hours at a time, and a lot of people ran out of gas, unfortunately. So I think it's a great idea to have that in your vehicle.
Theresa, you would be proud of me because I do have a kit plus a gas can in my trunk at all times.
I knew you would.
Living in Ohio, we all know that the weather can feel like one season today and completely a different season the very next day. What is the best way to handle the inconsistency in winter weather?
That's a great question. The first thing is just to be prepared for all of it. Before you head out anywhere, particularly during winter months, check the weather forecast to see if there's snow or ice expected. And then also check traffic conditions. If you can go a different route to get where you're going, that might save you some stress and some rushing. And being in a hurry is the reason sometimes people might drive a little bit faster than they should be driving for the weather conditions. Leave with plenty of time to get to your destination. And then always add time if there's inclement weather. If the weather is really severe, reconsider whether you need to go at all.
That makes sense. Okay, so those are all great suggestions for preparing for winter weather driving. What would you recommend while on those snowy or icy roads? The
biggest thing is to slow down. Driving too fast is the number one winter driving error. It increases your chances of an accident, and it also increases the severity of the accident if you do have one. The posted speed limit is the speed limit under perfect weather conditions. So you should always be slowing down, and don't use cruise control if you're driving in rain, snow, or ice. Look ahead, be aware of the road and slippery conditions ahead of you. Be vigilant around corners or turns, and just be able to anticipate the hazards in front of you and be able to slow down in enough time to safely move through them. Double the distance you would normally allow between you and the car in front of you. That gives you extra room to brake safely. And brake carefully and early. Smoothly apply your brakes before you reach a corner. And then once you're through the turn, accelerate out. When your wheels are braking, their surface becomes static, and they can kind of become hockey pucks that move multi-directionally, or in other words, spin. And if that happens, you can lose control of your vehicle.
That's all very scary, very scary. So what happens if you can't avoid slipping or skidding while driving?
Well, if you're sliding, it usually means you're going too fast for the conditions. So if you're driving a safe speed on snow and ice and you're avoiding sudden braking, you shouldn't have to worry about correcting a slide. However, if you do find yourself in a situation where you're starting to slide, here's a few tips. Don't hit your brakes, because the braking will trigger a slide or make your existing slide worse. You should turn into the slide. So that's turning your front wheels in the same direction the rear of the vehicle is sliding. You've probably heard of turning into the slide. They mean the same thing. For example, if the back of your car slides to the right, you need to turn your steering wheel to the right, kind of as we show in this graphic. As the car straightens out, straighten out the steering wheel. But be prepared that when you start to correct a slide, you may go back and forth a little bit before you're actually going straight. So don't overcorrect, because then you can send your vehicle out of control.
So this is all very helpful. Why I hope I'm never in a situation where I'm in a skid, even though I have been in this situation. I do feel better prepared because of you and your content. Is there somewhere that I can go or the viewers can go for more information?
Absolutely. AAA actually has some great information on their website for winter driving tips. And one of my favorite resources for winter driving safety training is a website called icyroadsafety.com. And they have some great videos of oversteers and skids and how to get out of them.
Great. Are there any other winter hazards that people should be prepared for?
Absolutely. One of the biggest hazards of wintertime is carbon monoxide poisoning. Once people start turning on their heating systems or start warming up their cars in their garages, once it gets colder, we see an increase in carbon monoxide poisoning and fatalities. And every year, at least 430 people die in the United States from accidental carbon monoxide poisoning, and it's preventable.
Wow. I didn't know that. How is carbon monoxide produced, and what should people do to prevent carbon monoxide poisoning?
Great question. Carbon monoxide is found in fumes produced by furnaces, stoves, lanterns, gas ranges, burning charcoal, burning wood. Most combustion processes give off carbon monoxide, particularly if it's incomplete combustion, and it can build up particularly in enclosed spaces or partially enclosed spaces. So even if you have maybe a garage where you're warming up your car, or you have a space heater that gives off carbon monoxide, you can have carbon monoxide poisoning in those situations. And some symptoms of carbon monoxide poisoning include headache, dizziness, weakness, nausea, vomiting, chest pain, and confusion. And high levels of carbon monoxide inhalation can cause loss of consciousness and death. And often when we hear about these fatalities, it's something that happens at night. A family has a heater on at night, and they experience this while they're sleeping, and they just don't wake up. So it's a really good idea to have a battery operated or battery backup carbon monoxide detector in the hallway near each separate sleeping area in your home. And just make sure you check the battery and replace the battery when you change your clocks twice a year, and then replace the detector every 5 years.
That's great advice, Theresa. I'm going to check the batteries on my CO detector today. Do you have any other recommendations?
Yeah, the CDC recommends the following tips to prevent carbon monoxide poisoning. Make sure any of your appliances in your home that have the potential to release carbon monoxide, like furnaces, water heaters, anything with gas in your home, coal burning appliances, anything like that, have them checked by a qualified technician every year. If you have a chimney in your home, if you have a fireplace, make sure that's checked and cleaned every year. And make sure your damper is open before lighting a fire and well after the fire is extinguished. Don't use a gas oven to heat your home. Don't ever use a generator inside your home, basement, or garage, or even within 20 feet of a window, or open door or anything like that, because that exhaust can get sucked back into your home. Don't run a car in a garage that's attached to a house, even if the door is open. And this is an important one. Never warm up your vehicle if the exhaust pipe is blocked. Every year, we seem to hear about somebody who puts their child in their vehicle, warms it up to clean the snow off their vehicle, and the exhaust pipe is blocked by snow. Unfortunately, when that exhaust pipe is blocked, your car exhaust, which has a lot of carbon monoxide, especially when your car is warming up, will back up into the vehicle. So you want to make sure you thoroughly clear the snow away from your exhaust pipe before you start warming your car up if it's in the snow.
That's great information to know, Theresa. I didn't realize how easy carbon monoxide can be created in your home. Thank you so much for all the safety information. I feel like I'm heading into the winter with great information to keep myself and my family safe.
Thanks, Jacob. Thanks for having me today.
Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please hit the like button. Also, if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, that'd be a huge help so we can continue growing our channel and also creating and posting content like this. And finally, have a safe and healthy weekend, and we will see you next week.